Happy team call day. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm really excited that Ricky had this idea for us. I think it's important that we know what we're sharing with people, and Shakeology is something we all talk about and share about every single day. So this is a great call. I'm going to change. I know it doesn't change it for you guys. I'm going to change it for me. Oh, and now it made it Melanie. Hold on. That's interesting. There we go. I can pick the spotlight video. I have power. Anyway, really quick, before we dive into ingredients, I just wanted to kick it off by, if you're a coach watching this video, I want to encourage you to take the time to get to know our programs and our supplements, because people trust you. Lisa even said it in the video that I will splice into this. She just trusted us. And then she was pleased to find out that it was all good things. But it's really important that as you're recommending this to people, you know why it's good, because it's your integrity on the line at that point too, right? So yeah, that's that. Speaking of integrity, you can, though, as you go through and listen to all of this, what is amazing, if you're not a coach but you're a customer, we can feel good that what we're telling you is in this bag is what is in this bag. What it says is in this bag is what is in this bag. There's no secretive flavors that, that you don't know what they are. They're just flavors. Everything is completely transparent. It comes from sustainable resources, and there's constant quality care. They're constantly checking to make sure that the places that they're getting these from are of the utmost quality, and that they're not taking away the resources. So it's always really benefiting the people in that area. And because of Shakeology, because of the studying, because of the traveling that our producers do, we're constantly learning more about nutrition and about ingredients so we can fill the gaps that we have in our diet today. At the end of this little video, I'll ask the question, do you need it? And is it worth the cost? But hopefully by the time you hear everybody speak, you'll have that answered for you. Melanie disappeared on my screen. I don't know what happened to her. So Susan is going to go first. Yay!
Hi. So I have the proprietary superfruit and antioxidant blend. So when I was researching this, every single ingredient that I looked up, you could see where you could buy a bag or, something that is just that one ingredient. And I found it interesting to see the price tag that was, with each of those. And so that just was like a little mental note for myself, like, oh yeah, I mean, you could, I guess, buy all these things and try to do a little mixture yourself, I guess come up with your own ratio, but that would be way, way expensive. So I was happy to know, we can have it formulated for us. So that was good. Just a list, I guess, of what's in this blend. Cacao, whole coffee fruit, camu, acerola, cherry, bilberry, goji berry, green tea, luo han guo, I think, pomegranate, rose hips, and then other vitamins, just A, C, and E. So when I was looking all these up, just a common thing, most of them contain lots of antioxidants. All of these are plants, plant-based, so either it's the fruit that comes from the plants or, some form of the plant itself. So that is really nice to know as well. A couple specialized ones that I did find interesting was the cacao has lots of magnesium in it, which helps with your heart and brain function. All of these also listed antidepressants, so just naturally helps with that. So I thought, that probably is a great thing. Camu helps aid against fatigue, gum disease, headaches, and a lot of them also help boost your immune system. So those of us that have been drinking it for a while, you know, you may notice that maybe you're staying healthier than what you were when cold and flu season comes around than before. Bilberry was special for helping with strong eyes. You know, commonly we think of carrots, but, you know, these are like way more powerful, you know, concentrated ingredients. Let's see, goji berry also helped with stabilizing blood sugar. And I've kind of played around with that before. And stabilizing your blood sugar helps with your sleeping. So I did think that was pretty interesting too. And then rose hips has lots and lots of vitamin C. So that is handy, especially trying to keep well. All of these things, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are grown in South America. So you just think of like here we are farmers and we have a very short growing season. So, you know, they obviously have longer growing seasons, so they're able to grow, you know, more things down there. So yeah, anyways, I think as far as how it helps, people like me that can't swallow pills, here, this is money for me because, yeah, I can't swallow pills, I gag. So anyways, that's really, really helpful for me. And then also how it helps is all of these blends that they have put together, they help fight radical damage. So I don't know if the rest of you know what radical damage is. Basically, it's just the theory of aging. So, I mean, why wouldn't we want to fuel our bodies with stuff that helps anti-aging? So, yeah, I thought that was great. And then just the bottom line, they have mixed it, just a special formula. So each piece is measured exactly so that it fits together as a whole, just so that we receive the biggest benefit internally ourselves. So, you know, I thought that was huge because, I mean, I could buy all the bags. I could try to do my mixture, but I'm not a chemist. I'm, you know, not qualified to know how to mix these to gain the biggest benefit. So anyways, I think that's about all I have.
So good. Good job, Susan. Yay. All right. Next on my list or on my screen is Melanie.
Right. Fun. I was assigned our super green phytonutrient blend, which is it's the combination of moringa, kale, spinach, and then chlorella and spirulina. Words. They're hard to come out sometimes. So I kind of touched on what Susan talked about too, because you go through and you read all this stuff about like free radicals and antioxidants and phytonutrients, and you hear all these words and you know they're good. But for me, I'm like, I want to know, like, what does that mean? Like, okay, cool, that's an antioxidant. Sweet, what's that mean? So antioxidants and phytonutrients just help the body fight free radical damage while boosting and supporting a healthy immune system. Like Susan said, free radicals, our body is constantly under stress, oxidative stress, which Lisa touched on that a little bit too. The oxygen comes into our body. This is kind of interesting. I feel like I'm like in science class. The oxygen comes into our body and it splits into single atoms, and then they're unpaired and they want to be paired with something. And so the the free radical atoms, the bad things, come in, they scavenge the body for those electrons that split away from the atoms, and then that's what causes damage to our cells and our proteins and our DNA. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, okay, what are free radicals? So, yeah, that's nice little information. So the antioxidants and the phytonutrients are fighting to stop that from happening. Phytonutrients, they are compounds produced by plants that help protect the plant. So then when consumed by an animal or a human being, us, then that those compounds are beneficial to our bodies. So I wanted to do moringa first because I'll do the plants first. Moringa, kale, and spinach. They're all plants, but the chlorella and the spirulina are algae. So everything in algae. They even make that stuff into fish food. I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, but it's because they're all they're proteins, and they're what do they call them? A complete protein. And a complete protein just means that that could be a nutrient that stands on its own that you could literally live off of. So, okay, so moringa, what's the benefits from that? First of all, it's a plant that grows in, I forgot to write down where it grows up. But anyways, Darren goes out and he searches for moringa. I really wish I would have wrote where it was at, because he goes through and it's not just the plant that he looks for. Yes, the plant's vibrant, it's green. He said that the baby leaves are actually the best because that's where you get the most nutrients from. But he also goes in and he looks at like the dirt, the soil. Like, is it really dry? Is it crusty? Because it won't thrive or produce the high amount of nutrients in it if the dirt doesn't look good. He also takes into consideration the environment around it. Like, are the plants thriving and beautiful and lush around the moringa as well? Because if they're not, they'll move on to a place where it is. Then they also go into where they produce, or where they get the moringa and they sell it, and then he will also, like, they go into like to the depths of like testing the paint on the walls and chatting with the workers, and they just go to like a huge depth of finding the best possible product. So moringa is a huge contributor in Shakeology. It has 46 antioxidants into it. It's a complete protein. It has 18 amino acids. It has 3 times more spinach, more iron than spinach. It has 4 times more beta carotene than carrots. Has 4 times more calcium than milk. And it has 100% of the recommended daily serving of vitamin C in a half a cup of the cooked seed. The people, it's just so mad at myself. I'm going to post that in the comments later of where it's at. But the people, you have it? Okay, you posted it. Okay, let me look, because I didn't see the comment. Oh, okay. From Senegal, is that how you say that? Senegal. I don't know. Senegal. Okay, I forgot to write it down. So anyways, the people of Senegal call it the miracle tree, because they could literally survive off of that tree alone. So yeah, he spends countless of hours searching for the best products that can go into there, and moringa is like top high priority on the list. So then spinach and kale. We know spinach and kale. They're amazing. That's, kale is like superfood. I personally know that the best place for kale is the trash can. It's terrible. It's not my favorite. I do not like it. So the beauty in this is that it goes into my Shakeology and I don't have to taste it. Just like Susan said, she doesn't like to swallow pills. I don't like to eat kale. And so the beauty is it goes into our superfood drink every single day. And the benefits from kale are it's an anti-inflammatory. So I got kind of kicked off for a minute, if you guys noticed. All my notes were on my phone, and I was like, I can't use my phone. All my notes are on my phone. Yeah, I was kind of freaking out, but it's okay. So kale is an anti-inflammatory. It has tons of antioxidants in it. It has vitamin K, calcium, vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and lutein. So all amazing vitamins that we're getting in one shake a day, not to mention all the stuff that's already in moringa. So this is why we don't have to be taking supplements on the side. We don't have to take our vitamin B every day or vitamin K. I remember having a stack of vitamins in my cupboard that I would take like a bunch of them every day, or even just like your multivitamin that probably doesn't have as good stuff in here. Plus, they made sure that they put all this stuff into Shakeology so that our body will actually absorb it. That's where that lutein comes in, which isn't part of my list, but that's one of those fats that's necessary for our body to absorb all of these amazing vitamins. So spinach is amazing. The benefits from spinach, it's an anti-inflammatory as well. It aids in digestion, which is super important because I can't tell how many people I talk to that have digestive issues. They just do. It promotes cardiovascular health. It boosts our immune system, like all the other great stuff. It is a great source of fiber, helps with the digestion, keeps things flowing. It's just loaded with tons of nutrients, keeps the skin healthy, and has anti-aging benefits from the antioxidants. It strengthens our eyes, and it reduces cancer risk. So that's our plant, our algae, which is kind of a plant too, but it's a little different. But the chlorella is a green algae. It's 45% protein, 20% fat, 20% carb, 5% fiber. It is another superfood that it's a complete protein. You could live off of it. I don't know if you'd want to. It's algae, which is why they put it in Shakeology and make it taste amazing. It has all of the B vitamins, which are amazing, which help us with energy and just feeling good every day. Has magnesium, zinc, iron, beta carotene, and lutein, again, which is necessary. There's 350 milligrams of chlorella in every one of our shakes, every single serving, 350 milligrams. So a fun fact for chlorella, it has been found to have anti-tumor properties. This isn't a study with mice. Like Lisa said, a lot of the studies are done on animals, but that's because, you know, it's just the way it is. So, but I mean, we're all testimonies to the product as well. So it has anti-tumor properties with the studies of mice and rats, and it was also proven to enhance vascular function. So yeah, and it also reduced the dioxin levels in some studies, and I don't know where the studies were at to be specific, but with women who were breastfeeding, in the breast milk, it lowered the dioxins, and it also increased the IgA levels, which is bear with me, immunoglobulin A, which is a common antibody found in your body that fights bacteria, viruses, and toxins. So it boosted that in the breast milk, and it helped the infant's immune system. So really, really good. I know that Susan and Christine can both testify to Shakeology being amazing while nursing the baby. So, let's see. Spirulina, it is another algae. It's a blue-green algae, if you were wondering. It is 55% to 77% made of protein. Another complete protein. This is where our proteins come from. It has vitamin A, vitamin B2, B1, B2, B3, B6, and B12, C, D, and A, folate, vitamin K, biotin. All right, yes. And my notes are like a little bit messy. It has pantothenic acid and mositol in it. I did not write down what those were, but that's another good one that I should probably look up because those are the ones I didn't know that I've been taking notes on later. I didn't get to it. But spirulina increases antibodies in your body, which helps you fight infection, and it just it fights infection-fighting proteins. So it also helps. This was another study done. It helps with the stop release of histamine, and it prevents inflammation in order to lessen allergic reactions. Another study done that, yeah, it helps with allergies. So 350 milligrams of that was in every single serving of your shake as well. Crazy, right? I know. Boom, all the things we didn't know that now we know. We have a whole video on it now. I had like so many notes. It's amazing. I had 5. I had 5 ingredients, and like the information out there on those was just, and most of it I did get through. I would just type chlorella with Shakeology, and it gave me all the information that Shakeology has gone to give us the resources and give us the information of all of the research they went to with all of these products. So, sorry, I took a really long time.
It's good information. Good job, Melly.
I know. I love going through and researching about it because there's so much information out there about it, and just, yeah, it's amazing. Every time I research something about Shakeology, I learn something different.
Yep, that's good stuff.
Yep.
Ricky or Sean? Sean, you want to go, or do you want Ricky to go? You ready, Sean?
Ricky, go. I'm doing my snack.
All right, you're good. Go ahead, Ricky.
All right, I'm on it.
Yay.
Okay, so I got our protein blends. So since there's 2 different types of Shakeology, proteins are one of the biggest things that just distinguishes them, I guess the word. One is vegan and one is whey. So first off, proteins are super, super important for any of us, no matter what, but especially if you're building muscle or trying to lose weight. They help curb cravings by helping you feel fuller longer and reducing your urge to snack. And it also promotes muscle protein synthesis, which means that it basically prevents you from losing your muscle mass while you're dropping pounds or losing fat. Super important for weight loss, obviously. So depending on what shake, what flavor you're drinking, you get about 16 to 17 grams of protein per serving, which is actually quite a lot for a protein shake. This isn't a protein shake though. Keep that in mind. So there is, the biggest thing that distinguishes them is obviously the whey contains whey protein, which is a dairy-derived protein. So your whey has whey protein isolate, which is kind of interesting. 90% of pure protein. That means that 90% of that whey protein isolate is just protein, and that only leaves another 10% where there's lactose. So there's actually not a ton of lactose in Shakeology. So that's pretty crazy, right? There's pea protein, sasa inchi, flax, chia, and quinoa proteins, all in our whey protein. And now vegan, there is pea protein, oat protein, rice protein, chia, flax, and quinoa in that one. Now I'm just going to go through and kind of go over each of those proteins a little bit because it's crazy. They all have a specific reason. So let's see here. Whey is obviously only in the whey shake. It's found in milk. And what happens is when people are making cheese, when cheesemakers are making cheese, all of the fat from the milk coagulates, and whatever's left over, that's whey, all the liquid. That's your whey, that's where your whey protein is found. And so they used to just throw it away, all cheesemakers. They would just discard it because they didn't have any use for it, until people figured out that there's protein in it and you could commercialize it and start selling it. So now they do that. Proteins are the building blocks of your contractile elements in the muscle, meaning that it helps your muscles move. And those are assembled from amino acids. There's two different types of amino acids. There's ones that your body already makes, and then there's the ones that you have to get from eating your food. So there are certain proteins that supply all of those essential amino acids, and they're obviously what shake makers want most in their shakes, and whey protein is one of them. It has the highest concentration of all of the 9 essential amino acids compared to any other protein on the market, basically. So it is technically the superior protein. But then we have the pea protein, which is in both the whey and the vegan. And it's made from yellow peas, which I thought was weird. I didn't really, I didn't know there was any different kind of peas besides a green pea. It's made from yellow peas. It's naturally vegan, obviously, and hypoallergenic. So it is best for pretty much any diet. There's not very many people who are allergic to it. So, and it also is it's also a one that contains all the amino acids. It's also a protein that contains all essential 9 amino acids, but it is low in one of them. So it contains all of them, but it's a little bit lower in methionine. I don't know if that's how you say it or not, but it really doesn't. You can obviously counteract that though if you eat foods like eggs and fish and meat, poultry, beef. Brown rice has a lot of it in it, but you don't need to do that if you're drinking Shakeology, because they have another one that's going to counteract that and balance everything out for you. So then we have sasa inchi, which is super weird to say, but it's really impressive protein. It's so cool. This is only in the whey formula, so it's not in your vegan formula. But it's a plant, it's a climbing plant or shrub that grows in the Amazon region of Peru. But it has a huge, like a ridiculously huge amount of omega-3 in it. 17 times more than salmon, sockeye salmon, which is what everybody is like, you have to eat your salmon to get your omega-3s. This plant has 17 times more. So that's super crazy. And some of the things that high amount of omega-3 does, along with, it has a whole slew of other really impressive ingredients, but the combination of all of those things can help control your cholesterol. So it'll lower your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, and it will help rises the good cholesterol, which is your HDL. It can help fight stress, boost your immune system, improves brain function, lowers blood pressure, and improves your blood circulation. People with Raynaud's should eat this because it helps immensely with blood circulation. It helps fight diabetes, levels out those blood sugars a little bit. It helps with bone strength, vision support, boosts your hair and skin production. Like the pros of just this one plant are crazy. And then we have our oat protein, and this is only in the vegan. So how I was saying that methionine is low in the pea protein, oat protein has a super high concentration of that amino acid. So that's why they're mixed together, and it helps balance everything out for you. It's a good source of your essential amino acids as well. And it also has been shown to slow down exercise-induced fatigue. Then we have rice protein, which is only in our vegan, and it's commonly mixed with pea protein. Oh, this is the one. This is actually the one that is high in the methionine, not your oat protein, your rice protein. That's how come they're mixed. Is because this one, your rice protein, balances out your pea protein. And then the last three are in both our vegan and our whey. There's flax, which is high in protein, high in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which is super important for your fiber. It's high in omega-3s. It's high in lignans, which is a plant compound that is known for lowering your risk of cancer. Then we have our chia. It's high in protein and fiber, omega-3s, and quinoa, which contains quercetin, which is also one of the main ingredients in Energize. Isn't that crazy? I thought that was so crazy. So what quercetin does is it actually also prevents your muscle fatigue as you exercise, gives you a boost of energy so you can go harder and stronger for a longer period of time, which quinoa can do. So cool, huh? It's also super high in fiber and protein and contains all 9 essential amino acids. Boom, that's all I got.
I seriously did not know that about the whey.
I know.
90% protein. I mean, you taught me a lot, but that was like, oh, who knew?
Yeah, only 10% of that contains lactose. So
Pretty exciting. Good job, Ricky. Thank you. All right, Sean, you ready? You're muted and I can't unmute you. I don't know why.
I
There we
got
go.
it. I got
There
it.
we go.
I was just practicing. So I had the proprietary pre and probiotic digestive enzyme blend. I feel like Lisa should have got this one. She could have just asked her husband, but I'm glad to take it. So, our proprietary and pre and probiotic digestive enzyme blend is, I think it's yacon root, chicory root, Bacillus coagulans, and the enzyme blend is amylase, cellulase, lactase, gluco. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. Glucoamylase, alpha-glucosidase and invertase. Nailed it. So the yacon root is found in the Andes. It's a root vegetable. It's been shown to have a really good anti-hyperglycemic benefit, and it's supposed to help you feel full so you don't overeat. And it helps with prebiotic breakdown. It's used as sweetener in some places, and it increases your calcium and magnesium intake. The chicory root is a source of inulin, which manages your blood sugar, which made me think insulin. I don't want to have to take the insulin. It's got fiber. It helps decrease inflammation. A lot of people, when I was looking it up, drink it as coffee to get rid of their caffeine. The Bacillus coagulans is a bacteria. It's often used to take care of growth of bad bacteria in your intestines. There was it very boldly stated, not tested in humans to be proven true. But it's also used to help your immune system. And then all of the enzymes help break down your, like, most of them were your starches, to kind of break them down, take off break it down into the glucose and the sucralose, so that your body can use each of them differently in the energy. The cellulase breaks down your plants. The lactase breaks down your milk. The glucoamylase helps absorb the nutrients, and it breaks down the starches by removing the glucose molecule to be used for energy. And it helps ease digestive and GI issues, and it supports the immune system and encourages normal blood sugars. The alpha lactulase helps break down like more challenging carbs, and it helps with your toots. It gets rid of your toots. Invertase splits sugars into glucose and fructose, so your body can use the energy different. It's kind of used more as an immune booster, and helps support your respiratory system, and it also helps reduce ulcers, which no one wants. And a lot of the enzymes were used to help not treat, but help with IBS, kind of break down your foods easier so you don't have as many flares. Yeah, that's all I got.
Good job. You did so good. You had all the hard words. I'm so sorry.
I know.
You did good. You nailed it. I took us out of, we're back in gallery for the recording. I just want to say really fast, you guys heard everything Sean listed for gut health. So when other people from other companies try to tell you that Shakeology doesn't have what it needs to support gut health, they're wrong. And now I'm not saying that their product isn't good. I would never say that about another company, but they're saying that we have gaps that we don't have. It actually just doesn't have fillers that they might have. She literally broke down everything in your gut. And I love that it has the prebiotics and the probiotics. They work together like little friends. So now that you guys have heard all of the ingredients except for Lisa's, which we'll post in, I'll put in, I just want you guys to understand that the reason you need this, you might not think you need this because you're like, oh, I'll just get this from other places. 90% of Americans are potassium deficient, 80% are vitamin E deficient, 50% are calcium deficient, and 40% are vitamin A, C, and magnesium deficient. Those are all things that were listed, all of them, and produced in a way that your body actually absorbs them rather than a vitamin that your body just pees out. We talked about the stress. You guys nailed a lot of the stuff that I had just in case. So let's talk about this. It's $4. a day. If you pay non-coach full price, $4 a day to complete the nutritional gaps that your body needs to function, to not need to take insulin. And I'm not saying like, hey, I'm not a member of the Doctor Society. These statements are not credited by the Food and Drug Administration, which thinks Pepsi is an appropriate thing. So you decide who you trust, just saying. But for $4 a day, you can feel a whole heck of a lot better and save thousands in the future and have a different quality of life. So I understand that for $4 a day, you might feel like it's expensive. I don't, but that's because it's about health for me. It's about vitality for me. It's about the future for me. We are not a weight loss company. We are a health company. We are a solutions company. We are about wellness. And so as coaches who are watching this video and researching this, I hope you feel a little bit more confident in talking about why this is a non-negotiable in your diet, in your family's diet, and why you think people like that. It's like this. Joining Beachbody and not getting Shakeology is like going to Starbucks and not getting coffee. That's how you get lifers. That's how you get, and I mean, Starbucks, maybe not the best example, maybe Uncommon Grounds, whatever, your favorite coffee place. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is life-changing, okay? It's real food. So I hope that helps you guys. I would encourage you, if you don't believe what you heard, to research it yourself. You would be surprised how much you can find about how amazing this stuff is. And I love that you guys didn't just take it at face value. You all researched a little bit deeper into what each ingredient does, because that's how you get smart. Yeah. Is there anything anybody else wanted to say? I can unmute you all. Yes.
I just want to say for anyone watching it, it's not a magic pill. It's not something you're going to drink one day and just be like, boom, it's the most amazing thing in the world. It's about consistency. And, you know, if you do have digestive issues, start with a half a scoop. Any of your coaches will tell you that. Start with half a scoop, because the amount of superfood, the amount of fiber, the amount of protein, your body's not used to that. So you need to bring it in. I mean, if you're the type of person who's like, I'm good with that, just drink it. But if you have digestive issues, stomach issues, I would start with a half a scoop. Build your way up to it. Try different ways of drinking it. It's not going to taste like a McDonald's frappe. It's not. It's not going to taste like those boxed protein drinks you get from the store, which personally I think are disgusting. But a lot of people are like, well, mine doesn't taste like the cookies and cream. I'm not going to say the brand. But it's not going to, because it's good for you. It is health food. You don't see anybody going out there, I can't wait to eat my broccoli today. But you're going to eat it because your broccoli is good for you. You're going to eat your spinach. You're going to eat your greens because they're good for you. I'm going to drink my shake every day because it's good for me, and it does taste good. And it tastes even better to me now after drinking it for 3 years straight. So it's about consistency. And like Lisa said, it's the trifecta. It's all three of them. It's workout, your shake, and eating well. And the community. Add that 4 in there. This is about the community. It's about this right here. You guys don't see us just posting videos, YouTube videos of other people talking about the shake. We actually went and did the research. We did it.
Word. And I'm glad you said that about the boxed things. One other quick thing. Yes, Shakeology has sugar in it. A little bit of it's stevia. Most of it's naturally occurring from the ingredients within it. If you get a shake with a bunch of vegetables and fruit in it and it doesn't have sugar in it, that means they took the ingredient apart and they took the sugar out, and it loses the integrity of the ingredient. And if you haven't learned anything about Shakeology today, I hope you learned that it's made with the utmost integrity. And that's why we don't take sugar out of pea protein and the moringa and the goji berry and all the things that natural occurring sugar happens in. And like Melanie said, you can't just, like, we know how when you get sick and everyone's like, go take vitamin C, and it doesn't do anything. Because if you eat an orange every day and you build that vitamin C in your body. But yeah, it's just like that. So anything else anybody wants to add about how much they love this stuff, or questions, comments, concerns?
I'll add some.
Can I make a suggestion?
Oh, yeah.
On top of Melanie's Shakeology thing, I always tell people, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'll just mix it with water and try it. I always warn them that it's a little bit gritty. So I always suggest mixing it with like one of your fruit servings for the day, because then it's more like a smoothie and they're more likely to keep drinking it.
Mm-hmm. Ice in a blender goes a long way. At the bare minimum at first, ice in a blender. And then, yes, add some fun things. Peanut butter and a banana do wonders. So, yes, 100%. 100%. Yes, Ricky.
Okay, so I just wanted to do a little testimony because there's a couple ingredients in here that help with IBS, and I suffer from IBS, and it has helped me so much. So obviously, like stated, it is not a quick fix. I did not see any results at all, period, with drinking Shakeology for the first few months. You have to give it time to work. It has to work in your body. Your body has to heal for it to start functioning right again. And about probably 3 or 4 months in is when I finally really started to notice big difference with my gut health. Huge difference. But not only just my digestive system has improved, my hair grows faster, my nails grow faster, my skin has never been this clear except when I was pregnant. So that's a huge thing. That's been a huge thing for me. But also PMS. I know that there's a few things like the rose hips. I can't remember. There's a few other things that really help with PMS. With all of the symptoms that come along with it. I used to have excruciating pain during my periods, and I don't even have cramps anymore. Like, and that one actually happened. That change happened super quick. That was within the first like month and a half, and since I don't even have cramps. Like, and everything's really regulated out a lot more. So that's my 2 cents. It's worth every penny.
Have you ever sent your testimony to Shakeology.com or Beachbody? I feel like you should look into that because what you have to share is super important.
Right. It helps. It really does.
So cool. Anything else? Anyone else? No? You guys are amazing. Thanks for taking time. Thanks for researching ingredients. I know that like poor Sean had to say all the weird things. Sorry. It happens. But I appreciate you taking the time and learning about this. I think it's important. We don't need to be walking dictionaries about everything Beachbody has, but if you're going to tell somebody they should drink it, you should at least know why. So hopefully we feel a little bit better about that. And then if you're a customer or a potential customer watching this video, I hope you know, like, we really do put the work in. We really do care about making sure this stuff is good. We aren't just trying to throw a product at you. It's important to us that it's about health and not about money. So obviously. Cool. Great team call, you guys. Fist bumps. Happy Wednesday. If you have ideas for next week, let me know. Thanks for being on, Cody and Alexis. Love you guys. Good job. Bye.